If you thought Robert Plant would ever settle into a quiet life after Led Zeppelin, think again. Last Thursday at Boston Schubert Theater, Plant proved once more that restlessness isn't a flaw, it's an art form. Robert Plant's Saving Grace featuring Suzi Dian isn't just a concert, it's a journey into the unknown corners of folk and world music. From the very first note, you could feel the excitement in the air, as Plant and his ensemble weren't there to coast on past glories. They were there to explore, to evolve, to thrill. And the sold-out audience knew they were witnessing something truly special. The evening wasn't just about Plant, it was about collaboration, about the interplay of talented musicians who aren't just filling in, but adding their own voices to a collective sound. Take Barney Morse Brown on cello. Sometimes he stood in for the bass. Other times, his notes seemed to float like whale songs, haunting and beautiful. Matt Worley's banjo morphed into sitar-like drones, while Tony Kelsey's mandolin brought in subtle, non-Western flavors. Every instrument contributed to an experience that felt global, timeless, and refreshingly alive. This wasn't nostalgia, it was musical exploration at its finest. Drummer Ollie Jefferson deserves a moment of recognition. His touch was gentle but insistent, never overpowering, always propelling the music forward. Even when the band tackled Led Zeppelin's Ramble On, Jefferson's brush drums and acoustic rhythm transformed the rock classic into something both familiar and startlingly new. It was proof that Plant doesn't just rely on old hits to carry a show. He reimagines them, giving them fresh life in the context of a band that moves fluidly between genres, moods, and decades. Central to this performance was Suzi Dian, Plant's vocal partner and guiding muse for this tour. Plant has a history of blending his voice with extraordinary female singers, from Sandy Denny on The Battle of Evermore to Alison Krauss on their Grammy-winning collaborations. With Dian, Plant's voice became a complementary force, stepping back to let her storytelling shine. Her clarity, emotional depth, and subtle ache gave the songs layers of meaning. From the warm stomp of Higher Rock to the soft folk pop of It's a Beautiful Day Today, she didn't just perform, she owned the stage. What's remarkable is how Plant managed to create space for Dian without repeating the Krauss formula. He didn't insert her into old songs or rehash previous collaborations. Instead, the focus was largely on the band's new album, allowing Dian to fully express the emotional weight of each track. And it wasn't just her. Matt Worley took the lead on Blind Willie Johnson's Soul of a Man, demonstrating that every member of the ensemble had a voice. It was a collective effort that emphasized collaboration over individual fame, and it worked beautifully. Plant's history with reinterpretation also came through in the careful selection of Led Zeppelin classics. Songs like Friends and Four Sticks were reworked to fit this band's strengths. Friends, with its clomping, whimsical charm, reminded the audience of Plant's playful side, while Four Sticks almost became a dance tune despite its tricky time signature. These were not nostalgic callbacks. They were thoughtful reinventions, showing that Plant isn't just a rock icon. He's an artist constantly asking, what else can this music become? The energy in the theater reached a peak with Gallows Pole, a song that blends Plant's storytelling with the galloping rhythm of a fully engaged band. Dian's accordion added a playful texture, while Plant's vocal delivery ranged from desperation to sly humor. And just when the audience thought they had a handle on the evening, Plant slipped in moments of pure rock thrill with teasing snippets of Black Dog, blending old and new in a seamless musical conversation. It was a reminder that even decades later, Plant is still fearless, still experimenting, still connecting. Opening the show was rockabilly queen Rosie Flores, whose set laid the perfect groundwork for Plant's performance. Upright bass, brush-slap drums, and her twangy guitar created an atmosphere of casual mastery. Flores's energy was infectious, her musicianship effortless, yet deeply engaging. By the time Plant and his ensemble took the stage, the audience was primed, ears and hearts wide open, ready for the musical journey that was about to unfold. The interplay between the musicians was one of the evening's highlights. This wasn't a showcase of Robert Plant alone. It was a celebration of collective artistry. Every instrument, from cello to banjo, from mandolin to accordion, contributed to a soundscape that felt both familiar and completely fresh. The band's ability to seamlessly blend Western folk traditions with global influences created a musical tapestry that was richly textured and endlessly engaging. Each song felt like an exploration, and every note seemed intentional, purposeful. One of the night's most striking aspects was how Plant balances reverence for his past with an unrelenting curiosity for the new. While he clearly honors his Led Zeppelin roots, he doesn't let nostalgia dominate. Every song from the old catalog was treated as an opportunity for reinterpretation rather than repetition. And the new material, particularly from the Saving Grace album, demonstrated that Plant's artistic evolution is alive and well. Fans weren't just witnessing a concert, they were witnessing a living, breathing, artistic journey. The evening also underscored Plant's commitment to storytelling through music. From the existential weight of Soul of a Man to the emotional highs and lows of Dian's performances, every song felt like a narrative. Even instrumental moments like Morse Brown's cello or Worley's banjo seemed to tell stories without words. Plant's voice, warm and seasoned, acted as a guiding thread through these musical tales, tying together the global influences, folk sensibilities, and rock heritage into a coherent, captivating whole. By the time the final notes rang out, the audience was left with more than just memories. They were left with an experience of what music can be when artists refuse to stand still. Robert Plant's Saving Grace, featuring Suzi Dian at the Schubert Theater, was more than a concert. It was a masterclass in evolution, collaboration, and the relentless pursuit of artistry. If you love music that challenges, surprises, and transports, this is the kind of show that reminds you why Plant remains one of the most compelling figures in modern music.